Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Cam Jennings, and I wanted to, I wanted to tell you this story tonight. I kind of made this commitment, right, that I wanted to put more videos out on this channel, my music channel here. I wanted to try to like put a little bit more, be a little bit more active on this channel and get some more content out. I've never been the kind of person to just like want to just like put content out for content's sake or whatever. But I have like I love music. Okay, I love music, and for a really long part of my life, music was a huge part, like the hugest, biggest part of my life. Okay, and when that was like that, I did post a lot on this channel, and it was like that for a really, really long time. My entire 20s, music was like the most important thing in my life. And then I remember, I got married in my 30s, had a family, and it's so funny. It's so funny because I logged back. I've been posting a few more videos here on this channel recently, and it's so funny, man, because I logged back in, and there it was right there. YouTube says like congratulations on 16 years of uploading videos to YouTube. Thank you for your contribution. That's what it said. And it was so funny, man. And that kind of sent me on a trip down memory lane. Okay. So I go down, I was like, I go down to I go down to the videos. Okay. And I go back to the oldest video, and it was so crazy. There I was playing a cover song of somebody. I forget who. I think it was Stray Light Run. I played a cover song of Stray Light Run. I forget the name of the song, but it was. I was in my van, and it was like a month. It was a month before my son was born. Like a month. A month. Was it a month? It was around a month. I think before my son was born, and only a month later I was gonna be a dad. Okay, and I was looking at myself on that video playing that song, and I was like, wow, dude, you have no idea what's gonna, come your way. I was looking at that it was like a shadow of the past, like it was I was looking at myself from 16 years ago. And it was so crazy to me. And now my son is 16 years old. Okay, 16 years old. My son is right now. The state of Ohio says he can drive now. So, but that video, my first YouTube video there, I was playing, and like he wasn't gonna be born for another month. All right, so crazy. And I kind of was watching some of the older videos that I played, where I was playing music and I was recording and stuff. And I remember there was times there where I was recording, music, and a lot of that stuff happened. A lot of that stuff on YouTube, it happened. I think I started. Let's see, that was 2008. So when I started my YouTube channel, like my old band had just kicked me out. My band kicked me out because I was gonna have a kid. Okay, that's why my band kicked me out. I was in a rock band. It was doing pretty good. They kind of ditched me when I said I need a month off. I got to figure out how to be a dad. And so I said when my son's born, I'm gonna take a month off to figure out how to be a dad. Well, they decided during that month they were gonna try to find himself a new singer. But the problem is, I did a lot for the band. I was like not just the singer. I was also like, the man, like the booking agent, like the manager, the only guy who didn't drink all the time. So I was like the designated driver, the guy with the van who hauled equipment everywhere. Like I did a lot for the band. So kind of hard to replace that person sometimes. Um, but I also wrote like all the lyrics for the songs and stuff like that. So, anyways, yeah, I think I was pretty good. Not that they couldn't have replaced me. It was, anybody can be replaced, but like, it's not always easy replacing like the front guy, the front man. So anyway, so yeah, so that ended right back then, and that is when I started back into my solo stuff again. And I I decided I was going to start the YouTube channel. And that was like 16 years ago when I started the YouTube channel. You got to remember, before I was on that YouTube channel, before I was on this YouTube channel, like I was in lots of bands and did lots of solo stuff and stuff like that. So anyways, I was looking back at some of the videos, over the last 16 years. And then I was looking at my more recent videos. And I realized something like I think I was definitely better at some points in my journey there. Like I definitely saw how, like, if I go back like 10 years or so, I was at like a different level of guitar playing, and things like that. I was just like doing things at a different level. You know, it's like one of those things where now I think you know what I think it reminds me of. Like, it reminds me of this. I was looking at stuff. Sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. My story is getting all disjointed and out of whack. I was watching this interview that Bob Dylan did a while ago, a few years ago, and he was talking about like how he had like a magic to him, right? When he wrote some of those songs earlier in his career, and it was a magic that he doesn't have anymore. He can still write songs, but not like that. He can't write like that anymore. That's something that he had, and it's gone now. And it was funny because in the interview he seemed okay with it. He was totally cool with it. He was like, it was something I had for a while, and I don't have it anymore. It's fine, but it's gone. And I thought, wow, dude, this guy is really self-aware. This is a really self-aware guy, okay? And I thought it was interesting, but I feel that way sometimes, Like when my son was born, up until that point, I loved music more than anything else. I remember I was married before, but I didn't have any kids, and I loved music more than I loved being married. Like, I mean, I thought I loved being married, but I remember going to band practice and playing with my band on my anniversary, back then. So I was just all in. I was just all in. I was all about that music, and that's it, right? And that's how I moved. When my son was born, maybe it's just like my son was born. Maybe I just like grew a little older. Maybe it's just a sign of the times. I don't really know what it is, man. But my priorities changed, man. And like I started, realizing that, like, hey, I'm not like the best guitar player in the world. I'm not like the best singer in the world. And yes, I understand that like plenty of other people who aren't even as good as me, like, have done amazing things, and they became big rock stars and made tons of money off their music. I understand this is true, but I also understand that, like, let's say here's what really got me to change my stance on it. Let's say tomorrow all these musical dreams of mine come true, and this is what I do for a living now. People pay me for my music. I go perform shows, and I get paid, and I put out records, and people love my stuff, and all this and all that, and everything's happened the way I want it to happen with music or whatever. Like, does that make sense for me? Do I still want that? Would I still like that? And I reached a point where it was like, yeah, actually, I don't really want that. I wouldn't really like that, because first of all, like I know I'd have to do a lot of touring. Like, even when I was just in a local regional band, we were playing bars and at places, benefit shows, like different like venues, like every weekend, just about every weekend we were playing, man. And when we weren't playing on the weekend, we were out networking with other bands, and I'd be out till like 3 or 4 in the morning. So like every weekend was taken up, and sometimes days in the week, like the day after Thanksgiving, that's like one of the busiest days for like, or the night before Thanksgiving, not night after, that's Black Friday, but I'm talking about the night before Thanksgiving, one of the busiest bar nights, of the year. And so like there's just a lot, you put a lot of time and a lot of effort into try to be in a rock band and try to be out there and doing things. A lot of networking goes on, a lot of things go on. At least that's how it was for me back then. And I thought, that's not really something I'm interested in, because I actually want to be there for my kids. my son has just got born. The girl I was with and I'm still with, she's now my wife. She already had a small daughter. She was like 3 years old at the time. And like, I was like, the life that I live with rock music, and I love rock music, but that life, it was not like conducive to like having like a wife and having two little kids. Like it wasn't, man. In my mind, it wasn't. Now, like you could argue, like plenty of people do it. Plenty of people do. Yeah, that's cool, man. But for me, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense, man. I was gonna work, and I was going to work to make money for my family, and I was going to spend every waking moment free time writing songs, practicing with my band, and whatever time I had left, like donate to my family or whatever. And like, how that ends. We all know how that ends. Like, my girl gets tired of my crap and like bounces, and that's probably regardless of whether we make it big or not. Just because I'm not there. Just because I'm not there. All right. I mean, plenty of people have like lost good families because they didn't show up. They were absent. Right. So to me, like my priorities shifted a little bit, man. And I thought, maybe I could, channel some of this energy that I have channeled into music all this time. Maybe I could channel some of it into something else, like maybe a business or something. So that's kind of what I started doing, and I started trying to rechannel some of my energy into something different that might be able to make me money. And the hope was that maybe I could work for myself, and I could move away from working for somebody else, which is something that ended up happening for me, which was really cool. It didn't happen because of those thoughts that I had then. It actually happened. It actually happened in a different way, but it ended up happening for me, and I did end up, um, working for myself. But so that's been pretty cool, and I've been working for myself for over like basically since 2011. I've been working for myself since 2011. But I've been pushing videos for you guys up here for music and stuff since 2008, I believe. 2008. And so I've been making these music videos since before I was working for myself in business. And I'm telling you, that was like another life. I barely remember life before I was working for myself. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I love writing songs. I love, lyrics and music. I don't think I'm as good of a guitar player as I used to be. I noticed like the songs I'm writing now. I think maybe some of it is like how much I'm pushing myself. I need to like maybe push myself a little bit more. I don't think. Sometimes I feel like I get really lazy with the chord progressions. I just kind of like I just kind of fumble down here with what's comfortable for me, and I got something on my mind. I want to write a song about it, and I just kind of like move through chords that are comfortable for me, and whatever, and stuff I'm just used to playing. And I think I could definitely push it a little bit more, than what I do. I've been kind of attracted like a little bit more to bluegrass. I've been attracted a little bit more to like, Christian bluegrass. I've been attracted a little bit more to worship music, some of the more contemporary worship music. I did a Shane and Shane cover not too long ago, and I've been really I just started going to church not too long ago, and I've really been enjoying it. Me and my family, we've been doing church, and like I've been learning some new music that I wasn't too familiar with. This contemporary worship music is kind of new to me, man. It has like kind of a U2 feel to it. It feels a little like U2. But I was reading that U2 kind of got their start in church, playing churches and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm rambling. What's the point of all this, man? The point is, I'm gonna acknowledge that I'm probably not like quite the musician that I used to be. That's probably true. I think if you want to be a really good guitar player, and I was never a great guitar player, and my now people said I was a good guitar player. People said, "Man, you're a hell of a musician." People used to say that to me. But I'll tell you what, like I never felt like I was some kind of amazing guitar player. I've never felt like I was some kind of an amazing singer. I always kind of felt like my strength was, the lyrics that I wrote. I always felt like I was more of a writer, and I tried to do a good job writing the lyrics and stuff. But I've never felt like I was like amazing at anything. I've just always like really loved music, and I just wanted to be a part of it. And I had something to say. I think that was the most important thing. When I got into music, I had something to say. I had something to say in those songs, and it's always been kind of like the driving force for me with the music is having something to say. And I think I've always personally been attracted to other songs and other people who write music and stuff when I hear something that sounds like they had something to say, right? There's so many things like I could tell you, I'm telling you, I could sit here and talk to you about music for hours, okay? Like I am just too into it. Just it's ridiculous. I go deep with some of this stuff, man. Like with the songs. Like I'm telling you, man, I could talk to you for 20 minutes about a song. You know, I just covered a song recently on this channel, "Leave a Light On" by Papa Roach, and I just discovered that song recently. Man, I didn't even know. This is probably a discussion for another day, but like I didn't even know, man, that Papa Roach was still making music. It's crazy. I gotta be honest. I thought Papa Roach was kind of a flash in the pan. I thought they were like they did "Cut My Life to Pieces." I thought that song was a defining song for their band, and I thought that song was defined by that riff. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Last resort. That's the name of the song. But man, I thought that was like one hit wonder city, man. I did not know that this whole time they had been making music. And like then I heard that "Leave a Light On" song and it blew me away. I was like, this is a great song, dude. Kind of like reminded me a little like 3 Days Grace or something like that. But I really had fun covering it. And like I played a Kink song recently. I was messing with a Kink song. "I'm Not Like Everybody Else," and it's funny. I heard that song the other day, and I had totally forgotten about that song. You ever do that? You just forget about the songs, and then boom, they just hit you out of nowhere. That song hit me out of nowhere, and then I remembered hearing that song when I was watching The Sopranos like years ago. I was really into The Sopranos, and I was like binge watching the whole series of The Sopranos, and I remember hearing the Kinks. "I'm Not Like Everybody Else," and I was like, oh man, I want to cover that. So I just started, messing with it, and I covered it and stuff, and but yeah, and then I was like looking around, and I was like, oh wow, I can't believe like I recorded The Influencer, that EP I recorded for Cassette Decks and Coliseums, The Influencer. I recorded that like 4 years ago, man. I can't believe it's been 4 years since I recorded that and put it out. It, I mean, where does the time go, man? It's going by too fast for me. But in the last 4 years, I realized since I put that EP out, in 4 years, I have written 6 songs. In 4 years. And I'll say this, 5.5 songs. Because one of those songs that I got, man, it is not done yet. It still has some work to be done on it. So, like, for this new record, I'm gonna do a new record. Okay, I'm gonna put a new record out. I got 6 songs, 5.5 songs done, and I'm gonna put a new one out. No one's gonna care. I mean, like I haven't built any kind of fan base for my music. It's been a long time since I've been out there networking and stuff. I'm talking like, you know, after my son was born, I went out and did like some acoustic shows. I played a couple benefits and I did some stuff, but not much, man. I kind of just like, I realized, man, hey, this isn't where it's at for me right now. I need to kind of like shift my focus to just working, making money, and my family, and just trying to figure out how to be a good parent and stuff. And I never doubted that like I would circle back around to the music. I never doubted. I love music, but for a while it just had to be something different, man. That's just how it was for me. Um, but yeah, man, yeah, man, that's crazy. That's like a little over a song a year. Or a little, yeah, a little over a song a year, man. That's not very good, man. That's not too good. But we're gonna see, man. I don't force things anymore. I'm not gonna be like, I need 10 songs for this. I need 10 songs for this record. I'm not gonna do that, man. I mean, I'm totally fine. I just want to get it to seven. I got about six. I got like 5.5 songs now, and I'll get it to 7 songs, and I can put out a 7-song EP. For cassette decks and coliseums, and I think it'll be great. So yeah, I used to be called Suicide Seven. I thought it was a cool name, and then after my son was born, I started being more of a family man. I was like, hey, man, I don't like this Suicide Seven thing anymore, man. I gotta change the name. I gotta have a different name. I'm gonna start a new solo project, and this one's gonna be called something different. I don't like that suicide thing in the name anymore. So I created a new solo project and called it Cassette Decks and Coliseums. So that's where that came from. So I like that name. I think it's pretty cool. Cassette Decks and Coliseums. That's a pretty cool name, I think. But anyways, I'm gonna put another record out of Cassette Decks and Coliseums here. If I get ambitious with it, I'll try to take it to 10. So it'll be a nice full, record there. But I'll tell you what, man. Lately here, I've been really into these records that are about a half hour long. I think that's a sweet spot, no matter how many songs are on it. Like whether it's 7 songs or 10 songs or whatever. I don't know, like 30, 33 minutes. I think that's like a sweet spot for records, if you ask me, man. Like I was listening to this rap record the other night. It was called Take Care. It's by this dude called Big X the Plug. Big X the Plug. It's called Take Care. And I really liked it. I listened to it a few times, but it was probably like 32 minutes or something. It was like 32 minutes long, and it was like, I don't know. It was a nice amount, man, because like you can listen to like a record that's about a half hour long, and then if you dig it, like you can listen to it again. And I'll tell you what, man. I think I'd rather listen to a record that's about a half hour long twice than listen to an hour long record. Because, the half hour record, it kind of leaves you wanting more a little bit, but you still get a nice chunk there. It's a nice chunk of music. You can listen to it, leaves you wanting a little bit more, but you get a nice chunk, man. So, I don't know. I'm really into that half hour record thing lately. I think that's a nice spot right there with the half hour. I don't know. What do you guys think? You'll have to let me know. I'm rambling on. I just wanted to catch you guys up. I was thinking about my YouTube channel, how I've been doing this for 16 years. And when I look back, I see that I was younger, man. I see I was younger and I was skinnier, okay? I see it. Don't think I don't see it. Probably no one else sees it, I see my videos are getting about 3 views now on this channel. So like I understand you guys aren't seeing it, man, but I see it. I'm like, holy moly, man. Look at the gray in that beard. Look at that. Holy crap, man. Hey, what are you gonna do? My son's 16 years old. I got a stepdaughter, she's pretty much like my daughter. She's 19 years old. And, when I first started putting these videos out here for you guys, like, he wasn't born yet, and she was like 2.5 years old, okay? So it's been a crazy journey these last 16 years, and I see this gray on my beard, and I know it's been nuts. It's been awesome. It's been nuts in a good way. It makes me a little bit like sad when I look back 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and I see, yeah, okay, I was a little bit better of a guitar player back then, but I still wasn't that great of a guitar player back then either. I mean, I could see where I was messing up all the time. I was listening to I was listening to some of these bands, man, and that's the thing about YouTube that's crazy. Like, you get introduced to so many new bands and stuff, and man, there's this dude from Polyphia, man. Holy moly, this cat can, like, he's on another level. He's like He's on like that Steve Vai, Joe Satriani level. This cat from Polyphia. I can't remember what his name is, but he's shoot, what's that kid's name? I can't remember. He's not that old. The guy's got to be younger than me for sure. He's a young dude. But man, he can rip it up, man. He can grip it and rip it. Let me tell you something. He's a hell of a guitar player. That's like the young generation. Like that's the next generation. He's doing it right for the next generation because this dude can rip. But you can look him up. Polyphia, really crazy. It's a weird thing with Polyphia because like I respect that guy as a guitar player. He's amazing, but like I can't like totally groove on Polyphia's music that well. I don't know what it is, man. It's like this kind of music that I respect it for like what it is. It's technically amazing, but I don't like just jam on it very much. You know, I just can't really jam on it. And there's been some other bands I felt like that about. Maybe that's probably another video, but maybe I'll do a video here where I talk about bands that are like technically great and I respect them, but I don't really like them that much personally. Um, and maybe I hesitate to say that about Polyphia because I haven't listened to enough of their music. But whenever I try to listen to like a whole record of Polyphia, I can't get there, man. I just cannot get there with them. I don't know what it is. It's just it's technically really good. But I don't know if it's for me, man. I don't know if it's for me. Like I'm not grasping the you know, whatever it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Um, but like I bet I could name some other bands that I kind of feel that way about, and you guys would be like, "What? I can't believe you said that about that band." You know what I mean? Like I'm not a big David Bowie fan, for example. I've never been a big David Bowie fan. Everyone says, "Oh man, David Bowie's amazing. He's like the guy everyone's supposed to like." But like not me, dude. I've never really been a big David Bowie fan at all. So anyways, whatever. I ramble on. Let me shut up. I'm going to be putting some new music out, all right? I got a couple more songs to write for the record. I'm going to get something out, you know? Not that many people are going to be listening to it. It's more of a passion project for me. It's a hobby. But I've been putting records and music out ever since I was in my early 20s, okay? And now I am 48 years old. I am a couple years away from being 50. So I'll probably be putting new records out until I croak, you know? And I don't know what it is, just like force of habit. Something I enjoy doing. Some people like collecting Hot Wheels. Some people put new music out. That's just me. So anyways, whatever. Listen, I'm going to shut up. Hope you guys are all doing amazing out there. I am Cam, and thanks for watching. Peace now. Thanks for listening to my music. I appreciate you. If you enjoy my music, hey, thank you. That's amazing. I appreciate you all. Keep rocking out there. Keep your head up. Man, the world is an awesome place. Scary, but awesome. That's it. That's all I got. Have a good one. Peace now.